Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we don't know what we're discussing, but we know that we are not discussing tariffs. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Steinkamp and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Yo.
Hey, so yeah, we're going to be talking about anything but tariffs. It's almost like a mail-it-in show because we're not going to touch on tariffs at all, and we don't really have a topic for the day. We're just kind of talking, and I want to kick things off with something that happened to me today. This is interesting. This is part of my class, Building Personal Wealth, and one of the things is one of the modules probably early on is your love for automobiles is killing your personal finances. And there's probably nothing worse that drains money from your retirement than automobiles. And most people are really into them and they want to make a statement with their car, and their car is a big deal. It's a part of their personality. It shows how big their wiener is by getting a good car and all that.
Sometimes.
I've never been into cars, and to me, it's the path of least resistance. I've only spent over $20,000 for new vehicles. I buy new vehicles because I don't want to deal with auto issues and things breaking down because I travel a lot. I'm on the road. I'm in other places. But I get cars that are known for doing really well in terms of drivability and not having auto issues, and I buy cheap. So like right now I'm on Hyundais would be the cars I drive, and I got the Elantra, and so it's about $22,000 for a car brand new that I keep for 6 years, and then I unload it and I go into my next Elantra. And I think that in the end, you probably, if you would follow along with that versus getting your $50,000 or $70,000 or $100,000 car throughout the course of your life, you probably have at least an extra $1 million in your portfolio at the end of it. And I can prove to you how that is true by just taking my class. And absolutely, one of the biggest things is automobiles. And they're so dumb because you know what an automobile's job is? It's to get you from point A to point B. And you know that the Elantra gets you to point A to point B just as good as that 911 or whatever it is, the car that you think is so cool. So we'll talk, about that in the class. And Steinkamp is one of the worst offenders. A financial planner who drives good cars, it's crazy to me. It's such a waste of money. God damn, you think about what happens when you buy that car and you drive it off the lot. What happens to your the value of that immediately, and then what happens as you go along? It just keeps getting lower and lower in value. And what happens? That's your net worth that's going lower and lower. It's not the car that's going down. It's you. It's your net worth. Terrible thing. Cars are worse. You should use them as just this is something that I need because I want to live my life and get the cheapest that you can.
So the car is like an air fryer. It's so efficient.
Yeah.
It just needs to be efficient.
You don't need air fryers either. That's part 2. That's the second module is don't get air fryers. So that's module number 2 in my building personal wealth class. So, yeah, but I'm not talking about that. So because I drive an Elantra, and Steinkamp's probably got, hey, he just pushes a button and all this goes back to normal, whatever it is. But I take my Elantra in for service today and leave it to get worked on. Oil change, just making sure everything's okay because I got 2 big long trips coming up, going to Florida, going to Kentucky. Make sure that everything's good to go on it and all that. And of course, they have someone who's a driver who takes your car and then drives it, sets it aside because I was leaving it there, not sticking around. So then, of course, they drive it and put it in. So they had changed how far the seat sits forward and back, which that's okay. I always expect that because I'm a tall guy. My car seat's
most people aren't going to be able to reach your pedals after you're
correct. Yeah. So that's a safety. No problem with that at all. Zero issue with that. Number 2, she changed how the pitch of the seat. I have a certain, again, I don't have anything automatic. You don't push a button and it goes back to my settings. Like, my dad will always bring, hey, it doesn't matter if they mess with my seat because he drives a Lexus and he just hits a button and it goes all back there. I don't have anything that sets it back to where I had it set. So, and I work on that for a while to get, and Lenny borrowed my car once. He got it all fucked up.
I did. I didn't change the pitch.
I was in traction for like a week after that because I couldn't get it right. I'd driven to Maine and then I had to drive back and my seat was all fucked up.
I sat in that seat and thought, I didn't know seats went back this far.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's how I do it. So, yeah. I'm a big guy. So that's number 2. And then number 3, and I think that the changing the pitch of the seat is bad. I think that's terrible. And then number 3, she changed my rear view mirror. I look at my rear view mirror. It's looking like straight down. It's looking at my groin. What the fuck? Why would you change it? You're moving it on a parking lot. You're not going out on the highway or anything. I was just getting service at a dealer. You're not changing anything like that.
So that is crazy business to me because anytime I have gotten in somebody else's car, they're like, hey, can you drive this here? Do whatever. That doesn't happen very often for me. But I never even fucking think about the mirror. Why would I even use it? I'm just moving the seat so I can reach the pedals to go.
And again, no issue with that. So 3 things got totally screwed up. I don't mind the first one because, again, it's just a matter of sliding it all the way back because I haven't my setting is all the way back. So that's easy to fix.
Steve, they'll do this in the Porsche dealership, just so you know. But no.
Sure. They have people of all different sizes that, depending on your size as you step out of the car. So, they're like, oh, you need the big guy. Yeah.
Line up, you're like, you're the one test driving my car.
Yeah. Am I wrong? Is that wrong for them to screw with those things, or am I right on with this?
Because I recently went and got my fucking brakes changed all by myself. New experience for me in my years of life because I was married to someone that just fucking did it for me. Now I apparently need to do it myself because he wouldn't do it. But they do.
Why didn't you get that done before things dissolved with the marriage? I would have been.
I tried.
I got a checklist of shit I got to do. I'm going to get all this done, and then I'm going to get the old divorce.
Another tangent. Fucking need it done.
This was not well planned by you because we're only, we're not even officially divorced yet. I don't think. I would assume we're in separation land right now. So I just piss poor planning on your part. I could have again. Part of my class is planning for divorce because that's a big thing too. Don't get divorced if you want to build personal wealth. Maybe that's number 1 over even cars. Divorce is number 1. Cars are number 2 in terms of financial wrecks.
This is also what leads to a divorce is not doing shit when your fucking wife tells you to fucking do it. In November, I need this shit done to my Jeep. And he's like, okay, great. It's cold out. I'll do it later. I'm like, it's brakes. They're kind of fucking.
I don't think I can make this a spring. Shit.
And he's like, well, it's cold out. And I'm like, okay, then fucking take it somewhere. I don't want to take it somewhere because I'm a woman and they're going to tell me some bullshit. So when I take it in, they're like, hey, we have to do a whole inspection.
Hey.
Yeah, do whatever. I don't care. Just fucking change my brakes and rotors. That's what I'm here for. So they are like going through, like they do a checklist. And before, they don't even show me this before I tell them what to do. And
by the way, part of my program, you would never have to get your brakes and rotors done because you're buying relatively new cars that don't have these sort of issues, and you're selling them a year 6. It's before you have those sort of problems. I'm just saying, you're out before that, and you're building personal wealth the whole time. But that's fine. Go ahead and get your brakes and rotors changed and all that bullshit. Deal with all that. That's fine. Go ahead.
They give me the stupid fucking report after I check out where I'm just like, they're talking about like arms and shit. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I never have to deal with that, but yes.
And then I'm like,
it's an arm.
Get this, and I'm like, made it sound like an emergency. The guy like checking me in or whatever, like an emergency. I get this, and they're all ranked for technician recommendation, no longer performing purpose, not meet specification, not missing, not broken. Just the fucking tech trying to get a fucking bonus. Fuck him. No. Change brakes and shut the fuck up. And I'm like, I do probably should buy some tires, but I'm not going back there because they pissed me off with this stupid fucking report.
Part of my program, you do have to buy one set of tires in there too, because the dealer tires that you get, you do have to anticipate there's going to be one set of tire changes. So that is something that's built into my class, building personal wealth. You have to buy one set I during the life of that 6 years.
That's safety. That makes sense. But
it does.
I'm not a car girl. I mean, I'm a bad driver.
I can help you out. It seems like you need to take my class, McNew.
I should take your class. I'm going to get in a wreck. It's fine. Like, I'm not manifesting that for myself. I haven't in a long time. But I usually have like a wrecked car at some point. I'm not trying to buy new cars.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense for me to not buy new cars. I, however, do like truck guys. I like people to have nice trucks if I'm with them. Didn't marry that. That's what I'm working on the next time. But it's...
Yeah. But the question is, should this, in this case, it was a woman, should she have messed with all that stuff in my car?
No. Why are you touching mirrors and shit? Why are you touching them?
I don't understand. On the dealer's lot, it's not like she had to take it out and get it on the road. And I get it. That could be a safety issue. She had to get out there and drive it. Like her job, though, is just to shuffle the cars around. Give me a break.
Was she like making sure they worked? I don't understand the concept. Like, I could have like my brother or a friend be like, hey, can you come get me at the bar, but like drive my car home? Great. I'm just moving the seat. I don't know how your fucking mirrors work. I'm not touching anything. I'm just getting.
What do you think about that, Steinkamp? She was wrong. Man. She was wrong for doing that.
Absolutely wrong. Yeah, you can move it forward and back, but don't touch the rest of it. You know, when my short wife has to drive my truck, I'm like you. I'm for the next 10 days.
As opposed to your other tall wife.
Right. Where was I? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my wife is short. So is that better, Lenny?
Lenny hates anybody making fun of short people.
No, I'm not making fun of her. I'm just stating that the seat and the mirrors and everything. Yeah, it takes me 10 days to get my seat back to where it's supposed to be, and then I'm like checking it like every as I'm driving around. It drives me crazy. That's one thing I wish my truck did have. It was a memory lock.
Yeah, the memory button would be nice. That'd be a nice feature to have because they're always going to fiddle with it. So, Lenny, what do you think? Is that a right move?
Well, It is not, but I'll go a step further. Something that had happened recently. My truck got hailed on a while back, and I finally motivated to get to the body shop and needed all kinds of work. But I go to pick it up, and not only is all that stuff that you're talking about, Steve, done, they took my headlights off of auto, so I'm driving around at night without the lights on.
I've done that before too. I've done that before. That sucks. Yeah, you're like, it's so dark.
And it gets worse, actually. Somehow they managed to shut off my, what would you call it? Like the indicator when someone is to your side. So if you put on your turn signal,
really?
You're about to change lanes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because you're kind of relying on that, and then it's not there. Yeah.
I almost creamed a car next to me because of that. Ooh. And then I go through the settings. I'm like, oh, it's off. I'm like, how the fuck that got turned off? Yeah, not cool. Maybe they wanted more work.
Yeah.
It all feels like a trap. It's like, why are you looking? I told you exactly what I wanted done. Don't look at anything else. One job. Don't. Fucking
yeah, they're awful about that.
Yeah.
Steve, my horror story is, and I am a car guy, and but I'm not a new car guy. I don't typically buy new, but I do like my cars.
That's helpful.
Yeah, very much so. I do like my cars.
Let someone else take the hit.
Yes. And typically I'll turn one over every 18 to 24 months just because I like driving different stuff. Life's too short. To me, life's too short to drive a boring car, but everybody has their own things, right?
Sure.
So at one point I had a very nice Corvette. A very quick Corvette, not a normal Corvette, a Z06, which is a top of the line vet. And I took it in because it needed a transmission flush. And I dropped it off at the dealership, and they had it for 5, 6, 7. They had it for like 12 days to do something that should have taken an afternoon. And when I went to pick up the Corvette, the full tank of gas is now empty. And you can look back on it and see what kind of gas mileage. And even in that fast Corvette, I would get 21 to 22 miles per gallon normally. I look at what the MPGs were for this last tank of gas, it was like 8.5 miles per gallon.
They were just having a party in your car. They had a good time.
Like
You are
Ferris
absolutely correct. They
Ferris
took
Bueller's
that
Day Off
car,
right
they
there.
drove
Yeah.
the shit out of it, and then once it was out of gas, they're like, "Okay, it's all done. We road tested it," and I'm like, "Wait a minute. Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Here's what the computers tell me. No. It's just because it was idling. Why do you need to?" Oh, I was furious. Dealerships are just tough.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, real quick though, just back to the car thing, and Steinkamp said something I agree with. I just heard an interview with Matt Farah, and he was talking about the car guy. He's got a YouTube channel called Smoking Tire, very fun watch. But he was talking about how the cost to own a fun vehicle, and he said he was like, I had this Ferrari for 8 months. He was like, I calculated that my cost per mile was 70 cents to own that awesome car.
It was
Because like it's. But he sold it. Like it's one thing. Like Steve, you keep a car for like 5 years and then get rid of it. But if you keep it for like a year or two, not so bad. You sell it, costs you a little bit to own.
Like
some cars
like
maintain their value, like
Yes.
the Vet.
When I traded the Vet in, I got more for it than what I paid for it after 2 years, right? And again, I agree with Steve. It is, financial advisor wise, that's not it, but that's not the way to, especially buying a new one. It's not a good idea. But if that's what you like and that's what you enjoy, then that's what you should do.
If that's your life, driving around a car, then yes, you should buy. I'm more about experiences in life, and to me, the experience isn't getting point A to point B. It's what happens at point B. That's what I'm living for. That's what I'm spending my money in, getting to point B, and what's going to happen there. It's not.
And I like the journey from A to B. Like the stereo in my truck is not even close to stock. And again, I'm a music guy, but man, my stereo sounds great. The truck's comfortable. It's a good ride. I enjoy driving.
You're that guy, and that's cool. But
yeah,
I just want my car to start and get me from point A to 1B. I'm safe. It's fine. It's reliable. That's all. I do, however, want one of the baby Broncos and the powder blue. I think
God, those are
the things in the world.
Those are dumps, by the way.
You know what? They're not
terrible cars. They're all like plastic and that.
Those cars are so weird because some of them look amazing, right? They're the 4-wheel drive version. Yep. They look incredible. And then some of them look like your mother's SUV van or your like a van. It's the weirdest car to me.
It's so weird.
The Blazer, the Bronco are the same. Sometimes they look amazing and sometimes they look awful. I can't figure them out.
Baby Bronco. You guys know the one I'm talking about that looks like the SUV. And the powder blue, I think that's so cute. But then I looked at it. I'm not paying $33,000 for a new car. I'm not going to get that car payment. Can't do it. Won't do it.
And you're not getting anything on that car for that price. They go up to 50 and 60,000.
Could you imagine?
Basic fucking shit. And I'm like,
there's so many of them out there. People dropping $50K because it doesn't matter. It's all just I just sign it. I just pay so much a month. It's nobody. This is part of my class. The class starts out with what I made throughout the course of my career, and what is my retirement. What I have in my accounts. That's the eye-opening moment. This is that guy who's just like us. He's making what we do. Why does he have this sort of money? Because you know what? It's about certain things. There's certain little things you can do in your life that can make a big difference when you get to be my age. That's the great thing. When you get to be my age, a lot of shit sucks. Everything hurts. You're old. Everyone looks at you as an old man. People refer to me as Santa because my beard's gray and I'm fat. But you know what? At the end of the day, log on to the accounts, and you'll bring a smile back to your face.
It's not too late for me to sign up for this class. I think I need it.
Well, it's all about trade-offs.
It is
right. It's all about trade-offs. What's important to you? What's worth it?
The problem, though, I think, is what's important to you when you're 30 years old versus when you're my age and you're like, shit, I should have done this. I should have taken this class. I think that's the problem is people trade off because they're like, who gives a fuck? I'll run up as much as I can on my credit cards because I'm having fun. I'm living my fucking life. I'm in the now. I'm just going to pay the minimum on those credit cards. Who gives a fuck? That doesn't matter because I could die tomorrow. A bus could hit me tomorrow. But then when you get to my age, you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
That is because it's very much like, fuck it, I can pay for it later. I always get paid again.
Oh yeah.
That's like setting up future you for failure, and I'm learning.
Exactly.
I'm learning that now. But
I have no debt. Don't know. My house is paid off. Cars are paid off. Everything's paid off. Yeah.
as a
Set up the
financial
class.
advisor, I can count on one hand the number of my clients that go, yeah, I saved enough early enough.
Yeah.
less than 5
It's
versus everybody else that says, man, I wish I'd saved more earlier. Right.
Yeah.
So
People live in the now. That's the thing.
Yep.
On that
It
note,
is time to drink. Good
it
God.
is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Steinkamp. Steinkamp, what do you got?
I have some Yellowstone 101.
Oh, I like that. That's the LE.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, not much there. It's good whiskey, so you win. You might win on what the best whiskey is of this thing. We'll see. McNew, what do you got?
I have a Maker's 46, and I, for some reason, after all these years, forget that they're screw tops. They still are.
Oh,
Yeah, it throws you off. All right, Lenny, Steinkamp's got the lead. You didn't have much going on there. This is wide open for you to win. What do you
Easy
got?
one for you.
well, I've got a well-loved bottle of Wiggly Bridge bourbon out of York, Maine.
Yeah. Okay. McNew, who's got the lead there? Is it?
They were both equally not great.
They've tied. They've tied.
Story of
I'm
my
against-
life.
I've got Jack Daniel's 14, one of the best releases of the year, and I'm going against Lenny and Steinkamp. They're tied. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that was great. That was a great cork pop. It was terrible with the slosh, but I think it's still enough,
I
even if
think
you
it
deduct for the
The
slosh.
squash gets some points off, but it was the loudest cork. So,
Oh,
Cheers, gang.
cheers.
Not a great win, but a win.
hmm I'll take it. My first win of the night and my only win because this is the last show. So, all right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about something. It's not going to be tariffs. It'll be something. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hi, this is Rick Brenner, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Shouldn't it be the legend?
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about anything but tariffs.
Yes, we are. Well, anything's free game. And Lenny, did you have something? Or did
I got
McNew
something
have
minor. I kind of want to run.
And McNew
run
had
by you
something
guys.
too, so we'll go to McNew in
Okay.
a second. Well,
Okay.
since they're both, because she said her topic was small too, so we got two
Yeah,
small
not
topics in the second half.
topic.
Yeah, so I flew from Denver to Portland, Maine the other day, and with me I had two of the, I don't know, what are they, like 2 ounce size bottles that are
Oh, the
definitely
airplane bottles. Well, we were just
permissible.
called the
Yeah,
airplane
yeah,
bottle. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
airplane bottles of my own make, and I usually bring them with me just because I need them for work. And in this case, I was like, I don't know, I might need them to give to somebody or something. I always like to have some Deer Hammer bottles with me, even in the market that I don't distribute in. But I was on the plane and I was annoyed at various things. And I decided I'm drinking this bottle.
Okay.
But my thought went to, well, I certainly don't want to raise the eyebrows from flight attendants. I don't want to get caught doing something that I'm
Right.
not supposed to do.
Right.
But I did it anyway.
Okay.
Rebel.
Yeah, exactly. Probably not the most rebellious thing I've ever done, but it just got me thinking. I was like, dude, does everyone do this? Or does
No, I think a lot of people do.
I think everybody does, and I think it's absolutely fine as long as you're not being like a belligerent
I
looking
agree.
asshole. You're
Oh,
being
It's against the rules, but
No,
it's a victimless crime, so they're going to look the other way. Unless you are being an asshole, then all of a sudden you'll find the letter of the law is applied, and you're in trouble.
Yeah, and I'm always like, I don't know, like I feel like I'm always afraid on airplanes, like where I want to like obey all the laws because it seems like so serious for some reason. I mean, I think it's fine. Don't be a belligerent asshole. Don't make the flight attendants' jobs harder. They don't even get tipped. Like, it's fine. It's
I
fine.
don't get tipped.
a funny other part of this? That was the first leg of the flight. The second leg of the flight, because you can't get direct from Denver to Portland in the winter. Because I traveled so much last year, and we're on United, they bumped us up two of our 3 seats to first class, and one in the back of the plane. So
Who gets left behind? You're not going to leave your kid behind. Arlo can't be left behind.
Yeah, exactly. But I could have had Amy sit up there with Arlo, and I would have sat in the back. But the way it's sorted out,
But you didn't.
I didn't. I tried, but he insisted that she sit in, as he put it, third class.
I tried. Arlo's giving $50 cash. By the way,
It was
there's why you carry that 50 with you, because you're like, oh, there you go. Yeah.
The amount of orange juice that kid drank in first class was out of control.
Actually, I feel like Amy knew what she was doing. She's like, you know what?
She
I can have a
knew exactly what she was
flight.
doing.
You deal with the kid. She
I
knew.
can take a break from these two.
Yeah.
She had
Basically.
Yeah. What else?
That was the extent of my airline questions, flight questions. I was just curious what you guys thought.
Acceptable behavior, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lenny,
I guess. Yeah.
Were your flights on time?
Interesting point. So, for the most part, yes. But our first flight let's see, I think we laid over in Newark. We're sitting there and we're like kind of in the back of the plane, not all the way, but pretty far in the back. And we're getting close to the point where we're just sitting there, not at a gate to unload, and time's ticking. And
Yep.
Amy looks over and says, I think we should get up and make a break for the front of the plane and just
Right.
tell everybody we have a connect. I was like, I'm not doing that.
No, it's
I
a
was
big
like,
move.
I'd rather miss the
Good
flight.
choice.
Well, here's my take. I hate when people do that, but also, what happens when we get halfway up because there was so much ground to cover, and someone's like, "Well, I do too," and all of a sudden now I'm in a conflict, and I don't feel like fucking dealing with it. So my thought was, I was like, also, the flight fucking knows we're coming. They'll check and say, "Oh, there's some people that are almost here. We can wait a little bit for them." So Steinkamp, to your point, we got on that plane with plenty of fucking time to spare. And then we sat there for another 30 minutes while more people trickled in from their layovers.
You could have been
Yeah.
people. You had could have been late people.
Yeah, I just had the same thing. I mentioned I was flying to Virginia Beach, and you can't get from St. Louis to there. So I had to go to Atlanta, and the first flight's like 45 minutes late.
God, Atlanta's tough. God,
Oh
damn,
yeah,
they're tough.
and I am literally in the last seat on the plane. I am literally the last guy off the plane, and I'm the same. And I'm going through the same thing. I'm thinking, do I need to say hey? And I'm like, I know, I'm fine. And and it was a quick walk, but I made it with about 5 minutes to spare. But I think the same thing. I think hopefully they would go, oh, his flight was delayed.
Yeah, come on, modern technology.
You would
Right.
hope, right?
Right.
Hope.
That Atlanta airport, that can be tough though. That can be a long walk. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
And
It was a
their
long
dates
walk.
at the last fucking minute. They like to be like, "Oh, you're over here. Never mind. Take a hike over there." I
Oh yeah.
hate Atlanta.
I wasn't like as far away as I could have been, but I was pretty far. I was glad it was just me and not my short wife with her little legs.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
You know
she
what I
doesn't
gotta say,
listen
though,
to the
like-
show.
Well done.
When you're on that flight and you're waiting and people finally make their way on, do be sweating and out of breath.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
walk in casually
A
like
hustle.
you
Yeah.
just been
Don't
doing.
just come strolling in. Hey, how you doing?
You better
With
be
the drink
wipe that fucking sweat from your brow.
Right.
A drink and a tuna salad
Yeah.
Look
sandwich.
like we're fucking
Tin fish
stressed.
and a drink.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Tin fish.
No.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
All right. McNew, you said there's also something you wanted to talk about. What was that?
So I feel like you guys might be the wrong crowd, and I was kind of hoping Darren would have made it tonight because I think he's younger. He could have got into it. So
Okay.
I don't smoke. I'm going to put that out there. I'm very asthmatic. Smoking's bad for me. Cigarettes, anything, can't do it. But I do sometimes like a drunk cigarette if I'm around other people that have them. And I saw this video the other day. It was like a reel or something where this guy was like, I have this business plan for non-smokers that like a drunk cigarette. What if we sold a 5-pack, but it's a combo pack that has like Camel, Marlboro, like other brands in it. It's a variety pack, so you can share them with your friends that also smoke. And I'm like, I think that's brilliant because sometimes when I'm out being feral, I'm like, I really want one. I think it's not a bad idea, but
This sounds like a Mitch Hedberg joke.
it kind of was like presented like a joke. But I'm like, it's not fucking stupid. Like if I could go to a gas station and buy a 5-pack, a variety pack, I would.
Okay. Maybe it's a business idea here. I don't know. I don't smoke. I don't like smoking. It's amazing to me how I can't even take anything. I went to the Blues game and I come out and there's a guy smoking in the parking garage. I'm like, god damn, you're killing this whole garage here. I go walking and like a neighbor's smoking out on their porch and I'm like, shit, I can smell it. I don't like. I'm like super sensitive to that shit.
Normal thing for me. But like if I'm just like out, it's a night out, and you're just like it's a feral night.
I'm old enough where they used to smoke on the planes, though. I mean,
Yep.
you had to deal with that, and then restaurants, and but I can't take it anymore. I don't like cigarette smoke, and God, the new thing is marijuana smoke. My God, even when you're driving around these days, it's like how much fucking pot are they smoking out of this house right here that it smells like this on the street?
My neighbor does. Like we like in my complex, like you can't like there's like in your lease you can't smoke in the house, can't smoke anything, can't vape in the house. And she goes to her car and smokes, but you can still smell it all the way up the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And here they're like, it smells like pot out here. I'm just like, that's Lena. Met her the other day. Crazy as fuck. She's smoking in her car right now.
Yeah.
And you can see her in there. And I'm like, your house still smells like that.
Despite my dislike for this, McNew, I'll say it's a good business idea to put together the 5 different ones, or variety pack, whatever you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think people would buy it. It's not going to sell to me, but that doesn't mean
Well,
it's not a good product.
Pack, because if you're somebody like me, I never want a whole pack. And if I'm out with like my brother or somebody, he's like, you're such an asshole and you just steal mine. And I'm like, I don't want to steal somebody's. I don't also want a whole pack. 5 is good. And I can share them among people and maybe just have the half of one that I think I want.
McNew, why was this conversation predicated on 23-year-old Darren being here? Not that I don't want him here, I do, but
because he's younger, and like when I was younger, when I was his age, I was more open to being like, yeah, you just get a drunk cigarette. It's no big deal. Now that I'm older, I'm like, oh my God, my throat's going to hurt in the morning. I'm going to feel like shit in the morning because of this one thing. I didn't think about that at 23. I do think about that at 36.
McNew, I'm twice your age and my friends still do that.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like shit about it.
I can name a bunch of people that would be interested in this.
not.
Again, not my
Yep.
thing, but I could give you a list of people that would buy a 5-pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it is a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
You should brand them McNews.
The
McNew.
McNews,
Yeah,
yeah.
look for them in the barrel shop soon.
What do you think? What do you think,
That's a
Steinkamp?
whole nother license. So I have some buddies that, at the end of a gig, they don't ever smoke, never ever.
Right.
But it's 2 a.m. We're in the parking lot. We're having a post-gig drink. Light up a cigarette. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I don't know. I just like it at the end of the night.
You got to.
I'm like, you're a singer.
Right.
You're a singer. How do you? it's the end of the night. I just got to have my cigarette. One at the end of the night. So
I don't even know how to explain what it is. You just want it, and I
Right.
don't know why.
yeah, not me.
Well,
But
you know, like the great Jackie Zykan doesn't smoke, but from time to time when she gets nervous or something like that, she wants a cigarette. And again, I can't help but thinking, my God, you got the greatest palate in the world and you're smoking a cigarette? That's not going to help it, right?
That's gonna run that because like
Well, not
cigarettes,
at the time.
smokers don't
I mean-
eat like food without salt. Like they can't taste anything. I don't want to do that to myself, but
Right. But
Lenny,
I do think
are you a cigar guy?
Yeah, but
Okay.
like not. I would say at most a few times a month. I keep it pretty minimal.
Yeah.
Right.
so I personally like the idea of cigars. Like if people are smoking cigars, I love the way that smells over cigarettes because cigarettes smell
Sure.
dirty. Cigars
Cigarettes
smell,
are bad.
and
can't breathe.
I never want a whole cigar. I've had them, I've tried it, but the next day it doesn't matter like how much I
I know.
brush or floss my
It's
teeth.
tough the
My
next day.
mouth feels disgusting.
You need to shave
I-
your tongue, it feels like. Yeah.
Here's my recommendation, McNew. Start earlier. A nice cigar in the morning, and then the next day you're good to go.
An AM cigar would be the way to go.
Morning cigar.
It goes great with coffee,
Start
which
my
you don't
day
drink.
with them. I don't have after dinner cigars. I have breakfast cigars. That actually
Yes.
could work.
Yeah, start that coffee drinking too. They go perfectly together.
Coffee and cigars.
Oh, God.
There
Oh,
you
I
go.
can't imagine how gross.
It's awesome.
Yeah. No. So I think that your idea, McNew, is a winner. 5-pack of cigarettes. And again, you're talking about an industry that, boy, they got to figure out ways to sell more product. I mean, I think they're probably at an all-time low. Each year probably gets
it's
worse than the previous at this point for them. That might be a way that at least gives a little boost. I mean,
Yeah, to
You
be fair,
could-
it's my idea. I saw it as somebody else's idea, but thought it was genius. And I'm like, I would fucking buy that so quick. I really
Yeah.
would.
McNew, you could also stand outside of the bar afterwards and just sell individual cigarettes, which I've heard people
I
do and
think
have gotten
that's sort of
got a
illegal.
beat down for.
right. Got to beat down, yeah. One guy in New York ended up.
I
Don't do that.
I'll probably do that, but I'm not.
Yeah, but you could even do the variety pack because there's only so many cigarette companies these days, and they have multiple brands under each of them. You could keep it in the family, but do different ones out of the same cigarette company.
I personally I like a Marlboro. I think camels smell like ass. I don't like people who smoke camels. Get
Like
the fuck
camel
out.
ass.
But they all smell different, and I think it's just smart to make them for back.
It's
There
like
you
when
go.
you go to the cooler and you have a 6-pack and you put your bottles in there.
Right.
You could have a little kiosk where they pick out I'll take not the camel, but I'll take the Marlboro,
Yeah.
the wild
I'll take a
spirit or whatever the
cool.
fuck
I'll
they're
take a
called.
cool. Yeah.
Cool,
cool, yeah.
No, I don't think it's so stupid. Like, and if they could put them back in vending machines, like what was that, like the 80s, where you could just like go to a cigarette
Well,
vending.
sure.
How convenient is that? Like, kind of think it needs to come back. And we do have the technology to scan IDs. You just scan the barcode on
Yep.
the back. Underage kids aren't getting them. I need to make a cigarette vending machine.
Might as well sprinkle some cannabis in there
Sure.
while you're at it.
Why not?
Fuck
Why
it,
not?
why not? While we're at it.
I don't live in a legal state, but yeah, in the legal ones, why the fuck not? We
Why
should.
not? There you go. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up. Good topic today. We never talked about tariffs, which
Not
is
once.
nice. Not once. We never strayed and been like, well, I just want to weigh in and talk about tariffs for a little. No, we didn't talk about it at all, so that's a good thing. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Steinkamp, we'll start with you. Where can people find
You
you?
can find me at investment-whiskey.com or on Facebook and Instagram at Investment Whiskey.
Okay, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media at Deer Hammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, and come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Finance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
See you guys.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.